Today I'm joined by Keith for another one of our monthly roundups of the Belfast Telegraph Championship. Keith, Championship 1, how's it been going this month?
Yeah, it's very, very tight, as we've talked about before. I think what demonstrated just how tight it was last Saturday, there were 5 matches in Championship 1, all 5 were draws. So I think that tells you something about the competition and how tight it is. Institute had a 1-1 draw up at Ballymallard, which prevented Ballymallard from extending their lead. They still have a 7-point gap, which they maintained because Ards drew 2 older Welders who are in second place. They weren't able to pull up any ground, and probably Newry would have been disappointed with a 1-1 home draw against Glebe Rangers. So that was a disappointing result for them. So Ballymallard still have the it's in their court at the moment if they can keep it going.
And what about the bottom of the Belfast Telegraph Championship 1?
Well, it looks at the moment like Banbridge Town and Glebe Rangers are both slightly cut adrift, but both those two teams have made a few changes at the club. Glebe have brought in a new manager. Banbridge have brought in 3 or 4 new players to try and cut back the gap. So both those two teams aren't giving up by any shade of the imagination. They're both going to try and pull back that wee bit of gap and see if they can pull another team into the relegation battle. But it's going to be tough for both of them.
And when we look then at the Belfast Telegraph Championship 2, there's an interesting what's happening at the top of it, especially there's a Northern Ireland player, Stuart Dallas, who's played for the team currently at the top. Who's that team?
Well, Cook United are very well placed at the moment. They've got a great tradition of bringing through young players. They brought through Aaron Hughes, originally started at Cook United, then Jimmy Tumbledy, who is at Portadown formerly at Linfield, and now, and more recently Stuart Dallas has came through the ranks. So they've had a great history of bringing through good young players. They've got their current crop of players are doing very, very well for the club. They're in the top of Championship 2, looking at commanding position, but they've been there and done it before and know that the last 2 months, 3 months of Championship season can be very tight with a lot of fixtures close together, so they won't be resting their laurels, but they're in pole position at the moment.
And what about the bottom of the Belfast Telegraph Championship 2?
Well, it's still another one that's far from decided yet. There's a few teams at the bottom, like Chimney Corner being probably the best known, and the one at the bottom of the table who have struggled in recent years to consistently pick up results, and that's still the case. They'll of course be worried about being relegated out of the Championship, which is a difficult situation for any club, especially one of the great tradition and history of Chimney Corner. They have a wee bit of battle in their hands, but knowing the people down at Allen Park, they won't surrender easily there. They'll keep fighting, I'm sure.
Well, thanks Keith for joining us again this month. You can find out more about Keith's articles in the Park every Monday in the Belfast Telegraph.